Hi everybody, this is Mr. Loper and this is worksheet 4.2 example number 1. For the first 6 problems of the homework you are going to have to graph the situation either from looking at the equation or by reading the situation and finding out the rate and the y-intercept. So let's start with example number 1 on the first page of your worksheet. So this shows us that you have the problem which says Adam was given a 3-meter head start and runs at 2 meters per second, which is the equation d equals 2t plus 3 right here. So if we have the equation, this actually becomes a pretty easy problem. So the first thing we can look at is the y-intercept right here, and this says plus 3, so we can put a point right over here at positive 3, and then all we need to do is take a look at the rate. The rate right here is 2. So if the rate is 2, we can think of that as 2 over 1. And if we can remember that it is the rise over the run. So starting at our point right here of 3 on the y-axis, we rise up 2, 1, 2, and then we go over 1 to the right. That's our run. And then up 1, 2, and then to the right 1. So let's make those points. And so let's go up 1, 2, and over 1. And so we have a point right there. And then up 2 more and over 1, and we have a point right there. And that gives us a couple of points, and we can draw our line. And that is the graph of that point. Let's go ahead and take a look at example number 2 on the same page and see how they figured that one out. For example number 2, it says that a company uses 2 bottles of ink to print 3 t-shirts and the machine uses 1 bottle to warm up. So we need to figure out where our variables go and what the rate is and what the initial value is. So let's first start with the rate. So we have 2 bottles of ink for every 3 t-shirts, and that's going to be our rate. So let's go 2 bottles for every 3 t-shirts. And if we remember that the numerator will always be our output and our denominator is our input, so if the output is the dependent variable, that means bottles is on the y-axis. And that puts t-shirts on our x-axis. And we can also realize that we have our 1 bottle of ink to warm up with, so that's going to be our initial value. And so from that we can go ahead and write our equation with B for bottles equals 2 bottles over 3 t-shirts times the number of t-shirts T plus the 1 bottle. And there's our equation. So from that we can put our y-intercept at 1, and then our rate is up 2 and over 3. Up 2 and over 3, and we can draw our line in right there. And we should number our axes on both sides, and that gives us our graph for the example number 2. And that's the way number 1 through 6 will work.